Hey everyone, Kunik here, back with another RPG horror story for you today. In this story, we have a DM that's a little infatuated with one of his players, and things don't go according to his plans. So with that all said, let's roll for initiative and begin the story. Once upon a time, a friend of mine from college asked if I was interested in a homebrew campaign he was getting together. We had played together a few times before, once with him as a DM for a one-shot, and he had done a fantastic job, so I said yes. He asked me to invite other friends as well. I invited some friends, but the only one who was interested was a guy we'll call Arthur. Art was a couple of years older than me, going to college after just finishing a contract in the army. He had never played D&D before, but said it sounded like fun and he wanted to give it a try. He was really well built and into fitness, as well as friendly, and knew how to have a good time. Art is the kind of guy who does everything 100%. So, when he agreed to be a part of the campaign, he started reading through the player's handbook and watching videos to learn everything he could about being a good player. First session arrives, we meet at the DM's place, and everyone introduces themselves. The other players are a friend of the DM, Bob, and a friend of Bob's, Jenny. DM obviously has eyes for Jen. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the whole reason he invited Bob. DM pays special attention to Jen and her pyromancer sorcerer character, while neglecting Art, who was completely new, playing a human fighter. LOL, of course. As the sessions go on, DM introduces several NPCs who all say creepy things towards Jen, and she politely turns them down each time. Meanwhile, both in-game and out, she starts to flirt with Art. After a while, it's pretty obvious they're interested in each other, which causes the DM to start targeting Art. He refuses to help whenever Art asks a question or anytime he attempts to do anything cool. Enemies always seem to go after our fighter, as well as get random buffs. But the party works together and Art doesn't die. At one point, the DM flat out told Jen that there's no way her character would be interested in Art because his charisma and intelligence were both really low. To this day, I still remember the way she looked over at Art and told the DM, "Well, maybe my character just likes big, strong, dumb guys." That was the final straw. Next session was a dungeon crawl, and it was filled to the brim with traps and monsters. Of course, most of the traps required either an intelligence or charisma saving throw. He repeatedly tried to get Art's character charmed. I'm guessing so he could either make him attack Jen or have him do something not safe for work with one of the monsters while she watched. Finally, we find the dungeon boss, who is some kind of homebrew buffed succubus with a few minions. Near the end of the fight, everyone is at their limit. Bob is making death saving throws, my cleric and Jen's sorcerer are both out of spell slots, Art has guidance, so he has made his wisdom saving throws so far, but is 1 or 2 hits away from going down. Art has the sentinel feat, so thus far the succubus has stayed out of his reach. After another failed charm attempt, the succubus moves right in front of Art. Naturally, Art moves to roll some dice for his attack, but DM stops him and says, "I only moved 29 feet, so I'm 6 feet away." Art gives him a look and asks, "Are you sure you want to do this?" DM pretends like he didn't say anything. It's my turn, then Art's. I'm completely fed up with the DM's antics, so I announce that my cleric will be dashing to move within 5 feet behind the enemy to flank it. Art goes next. He says he's going to attack and starts rolling dice. He gets enough to hit, but the DM says that his attack misses because he's still 6 feet away. Art is visibly angry at this point, but calmly says, "I take 1 step forward and make my second attack." He rolls twice, and the second roll is a crit. He then action surges and makes 2 more attacks, both of them hitting. After adding up all of the damage from various bonuses, the DM starts to get visibly teary-eyed, then says that everyone in 5 feet has to make a dexterity saving throw. I fail to save and my character takes a huge amount of force damage, which not only knocks him out, but instantly kills him due to massive damage rolls. Art makes the save. He is out on the ground, but the fight is over, because I guess succubi randomly explode when they die. Jen's character immediately runs over and heals him with a potion. The DM told us that the session was over. I think there were some half-hearted goodbyes at that point, but everyone left pretty quickly, and we all knew none of us were coming back. Fortunately, Art decided to give D&D another chance. He and Jen found another group to join, and they still play together, the last I heard. I haven't spoken to my former friend, the DM, since then, so I have no idea what happened to him, but I hope he's grown and is doing better these days. End post. Okay, I can't state this enough, but just say no to dating or trying to get with any of your players at a table. Treat it a lot like work. You know, more often than not, you don't want to date one of your coworkers because a lot of drama can happen when you do that, especially if there's a breakup, and more often than not, there is. Same thing here. If you try to date one of your players, it's just going to cause drama on the back end, which is precisely what happened here when he failed at every attempt to get with one of his players. So the way I look at it is just everyone at the table is your friend. Love them as a friend, but not as a romantic partner. Anyhow, that's all for this story. As always, the source of the story is in the description below. And if you liked the video and you want to see more videos just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon to be notified. Also, don't forget, we now have a Discord server that is pretty active and a lot of fun to be in. So if you're interested, link is in the description. Now, while you wait for my next video, here are a few related videos that you can watch in the meantime.